Do you find cooking a little bit of a drainer? Well, you're not the only one. My name's Amy and I'm one of the dietitians here from the Active Health Clinic, and today I'm going to give you 4 quick tips to make cooking a little bit more fatigue friendly and a little bit less of a drainer. So the first one is, with cooking, what we can do is try and separate our meal prep out. So instead of getting to 6 o'clock and going, okay, now I have to make everything and do the whole process of cooking and cleaning up and eating as well, if we can earlier in the day maybe cut up some of our veggies or prepare some of the food as much as we can, then when it gets to that cooking time, we don't have to worry about all that and we can just do the cooking part. So it's really just pacing cooking. So doing things spread out across the day if we can, especially if you're working from home or something like that. Tip number 2 would be trying to avoid standing in the kitchen as often as we can. So I know what you're thinking, sounds really weird, like cooking means standing, but what we can do is if you have a stool in the kitchen or a little fit ball or something we can bring into the kitchen to allow you to sit down, so any tasks that you really like cutting up vegetables or mixing things in a bowl, we can actually do that sitting down, and it can make a big difference, especially for people that have dysautonomia and POTS, where standing, especially in a hot kitchen environment, can cause symptoms to come on. So tip number 3 is to use tools. So these days we have so many different tools in our kitchen that we can actually use to make cooking easier. One of those things is even as simple as our oven. So if you've got a choice between cooking something on the stovetop versus buying something we can just throw in the oven and leave for 40 minutes, let's go for the oven choice. Cooking doesn't need to be as difficult as sometimes we make it. So if we can put things in the oven or the air fryer where it lets it do its thing and we don't have to stand over the stove, that's a bonus. The other thing that we can use is blenders and food processors. If you have access to those things, use them. Put your veggies in there to be cut up to go in the bolognese. We really want to just take the pressure off, and anything we can outsource to other things to do is awesome. And final tip for today, which is probably my favorite one, is adding Sims to the cooking environment. So you might have heard in our previous videos people talk about Sims, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. So SIM stands for safety in me, and in this context we're talking about things that we can add to the cooking environment that make it feel safe and make it feel like also a more enjoyable experience. So you might put on your favorite music in the background while you're cooking, or put on a trashy TV show that you like just to play around in the background, or you might have your pet hanging around in the kitchen in its little bed, something that makes you feel safe, makes you feel good, to make that cooking experience less of a drainer and more enjoyable. So I hope you found that helpful. That is just 4 tips. There are so many more, and I'm sure you all have really great things to add. So please put them down in the comments, let us know. We love to hear your ideas so we can pass them on and help more people. So thanks for listening today, and I hope you found that useful.